Ma'am, where are your clothes? Hi, you silly goose, and welcome to my review of Quatermain, developed by the Prince of Mars. I didn't know I was in the presence of royalty, honestly. And published by DOSMan Games. Quatermain, which I have been jokingly referring to as Forgive Me Wolfenstein, puts you in the dapper shoes of Aloysius Quartermain as he unravels the mystery of the 12,000-year-old artifact, the Magicae Ostium, also known as the Magic Box. As you investigate this cosmic horror mystery, you will find yourself surrounded by Cthulhu cultists, Nazis, and Nazi robots. If you are a big fan of the Wolfenstein series or just generally enjoy a game where you fill Nazis with copious amounts of lead, then Quatermain is right up your alley. What makes it even better is that Quatermain himself, from time to time, will have funny little remarks.
This is a ride or die situation. I ride, you die.
Which leads me to one of the things that really stood out to me in Quatermain, which were the characters themselves, specifically the main characters. The Prince of Mars, from what I could tell, made it his mission to connect the players to Quatermain, as well as his companions, James Peck and Reginald Pearson. As soon as you start the game, you are placed in this room with these three characters waiting on you to come talk to them, as well as a character for the developer himself. Turns out, these characters are also special to the dev, seeing that the main characters were based on characters that were created by his friends for tabletop role-playing campaigns. As someone who gets quite attached to his own D&D characters, this creative decision definitely resonated with me, and the connection between the characters really shows. As you play through the campaign, you will definitely get the sense that Aloysius Quartermain, James Peck, and Reginald Pearson have known each other for quite some time, as they take friendly jabs at each other and even have a heart-to-heart about Quatermain and his ex-girlfriend Elaine. The relationship between these three characters was definitely a highlight for me, but it doesn't stop at the main character. Quatermain is filled to the brim with different enemy NPCs as well, all of them sporting different weapons and personalities, from the deranged yelling of the fanatic cultists, hello, oh, bye, oh, bye, oh, yep, pro gamer moves right there, yeah, Cthulhu my, to the sinister, thudding footsteps of the Mech, yup. Every character had something that was quite unique about them. Take, for example, these two characters, the Priestess of Cthulhu and the Rocketeer robot. The Priestess was one fiery individual who for some reason decides to derobe when she gets mad and takes enough damage. Now that I think of it, I'm going to do the same thing when I get threatened as well. However, I'm not sure that it would have worked against these robo-menaces right here. These tickle-time, jet-powered robots would rather barrel hump you with their miniguns to ensure that their shots land, and I've never heard the words personal space before. Not to mention, this robot was unreasonably fast, making escape very unlikely and leading to some pretty funny jump scares. Oh, no, my personal space! Personal bubble! Personal bubble! These robots will hunt you down as quickly as Kenneth Copeland hunts for a way into the wallets of his victim. I was gonna say like a lion to a gazelle, but that would have been an insult to lions everywhere. To round off how terrifying the flyboy robots can be, their death animation featured a self-destruct sequence, and I don't really know if it caused damage to you or not because I was too busy running away in abject horror. That does lead me to the next thing I want to talk about. I was incredibly impressed with the fact that many of the enemies had different death animations depending on which weapons you used to dispatch them. Before we talk about that, if you are enjoying the video so far, would you consider hitting that like button? If you want to see more content like this, smash that subscribe button as well. Also, the Rev Plays Games channel has a Discord and you are invited. The link will be in the description. Some of the Nazi soldiers, when hit with a shotgun, would have a death animation that put them into a final stand state.
I didn't hear no bell.
Which required another round of buckshot to send them into the afterlife. Different death animations for different weapons is something that really stood out to me, and it really made the weapons feel that much more powerful. And there are quite a few weapons available for you to use, and all of them are really good at remotely poking holes in Nazis and cultists alike. My favorite weapons were the MP40, the shotgun, and the revolver. The MP40 had me reliving my days of playing Call of Duty World at War, as well as some of the Medal of Honor games. The shotgun was just incredibly fun to use, and was surprisingly effective at taking down the robotic enemies. Lastly, don't sleep on the starting revolver. This weapon remained a powerhouse throughout the entire game, capable of bringing down even the strongest of enemies in no time. It also had this really cool secondary fire ability, where you're able to fan the hammer in order to fire the revolver in 3-round bursts. There were also a couple of heavy weapons. the machine gun, and the 5mm cannon. One of these weapons was much more dangerous to me than it was the enemy. Come on. Crap. That happened more times than I would like to admit as I played through the game. Let me go ahead and say that Quatermain and the Cult of Cthulhu is tough. It is certainly not a game that holds your hand, and you will be reloading the autosave quite a bit. The robots hit like Mack trucks, and these angry balls of pure malice will chunk your health away before you even have a chance to react. And I would be lying if I said that the difficulty didn't make me rage just a little. No, come on! Who balanced this boss fight? Satan himself? Don't get me wrong, I think that the difficulty added a great challenge to the game, but the Tickle Time robots could definitely have had their speed toned down just a little bit. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the level design. The Prince of Mars did a great job in designing unique and interesting levels. One that stood out to me was most certainly the train level that had Quartermain fight his way through the different train cars. The entire level kept reminding me of that incredibly tense train scene from Wolfenstein: The New Order, as well as the final mission in the original Gears of War. Having to fire at eldritch demons who were attacking you through the windows of the train really added to the chaotic rush that was happening in this level. And it caps off this awesome choo-choo experience with a pretty cool boss fight. It would seem I brought a revolver to a helicopter fight. This was hands down my favorite level. While we're on the topic of level design, dispersed throughout all of the levels are secrets for you to uncover. Look to death. Yay! Indiana Jones was clearly an influence in the character of Aloysius Quartermain. That becomes all the more clear as you discover all of the hidden artifacts. Oftentimes, he will make a statement in regard to that artifact that he is picking up, which adds so much more depth and meaning to the secrets that we uncover.
That belongs in a vault.
I will say, I never did find the hidden DOSMan in the game, and I'm not even sure that there is one. Overall, I really enjoyed what the Prince of Mars has done with Quartermain, and I would like to commend him on putting together a great story and characters. If you want to play Quartermain for yourself, it will be releasing on Steam on May 22nd, and it will cost you $2.99. However, there will be a 10% launch discount. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like button, and if you didn't like it, hit that dislike button. If you want to see more reviews, indie game spotlights, and the soon-to-be releasing Pastor's perspectives, then hit that subscribe button. As always, remember that you are loved. And until next time, see ya silly gooses. Look at him, not even preaching. Slacker. Indiana Jones was clearly an influence in the character of Aloysius Quartermain.